Hey guys, what's going on? This is Blue. Welcome to the Shoutcast. We're going to be having a very interesting game for you today. It's going to be vVv Gaming going up against Good Fights on the red team. vVv will be spawning over here in the blue base. We are going to be on the Battle of Khylo. So let's open up our map and check out the splits. Coming directly out of the gate, Mindless Storm for vV is going to be capturing the mansion as well. We're going to be having Ganyan over here on Good Fights capturing the windmill. Everybody else looks like they're heading into the middle. Both teams will be making use of the trebuchets. Steamhawk from vVv will be doing blue team's trebuchet as well. We'll be seeing Magic Toker from Good Fights doing the red team trebuchet. Urantian is going to be making his way over here to the red team treb to try and knock that out as well. We're going to be seeing Tanny going over here to the blue team treb to try and knock that out. In addition to that, back over here, we're gonna be seeing actually Wakey coming over to contest against Storm for control of the mansion. Storm did get the full cap before Wakey showed up, so Wakey will be going on an enemy point for control of that. Mid is still a pretty active fight and probably will remain that for some time. We have Ken bunkering here for red team. That's Kensuda, for those who aren't aware. He's running a pretty usual NA bunker guarding build here with 6 runes of the soldier as well as sword. And sword is being taken on this map because of the potentiality for knockbacks on this map. It's a lot better because you can use flashing blade in order to get back onto the point and keep it contested a lot easier. So again, running with sword, shield, as well as staff, with the cleric's helmet, and the traits being 0, 0, 10, 30, 30, providing for a very tanky and very supportive build, as most bunker guardians are. He did get pulled off there. vV Spirits going into the downstate. They should be able to stop out. Miniken actually going to be executing that without stability, but technically speaking, it won't be necessary as he was LOS. But at the same time, Spirits is quite a... Or actually, no, that should have been okay, because I believe he would have been extracted for that interrupt anyway. But again, going back over here, it's looking pretty good for Good Fights to take control back at the middle. Checking out what's going on over here at the windmill, though. We do have Steamhawk is going to be going up against Ganyan for control. Ganyan is the Spirit Ranger currently for Good Fights. The build that Ganyan is running is going to be 6 runes of the Forge, as well as a short bow, sword, dagger with a Charon amulet, and the traits being 10, 0, 30, 30, 0. It's a pretty standard Spirit Ranger build as well. He is running with Signet of Renewal in order to counter some conditions, as well as to have a stun break accessible to himself by not going all in on the Spirits. We do see Storm getting low, so let's check out what's going on over here. It's currently Storm. Storm was just joined up by Spirits a couple seconds ago, I think. Yep, there we go. So Storm might be able to stay alive here now that he got the assistance of Spirits. So there we go. He'll be keeping himself alive. And Wakey should be going down over the next few seconds. But oh, here comes Wakey. Let's see. Can Wakey save can Tanny save Wakey? It looks like that is not going to happen though. But Mila Storm's going down, so let's see. Spirit's going to be trying to go for the hard res. It's going to be close. And actually, no, Mila Storm got the interrupt there off on a Tanny. And as such, Storm was able to get back up and keep this fight going. Back over here, seeing what's going on at the windmill itself. We do actually see Steamhawk in the downstate. Magic Toker will be going in for a stomp on a Steamhawk from stealth there, and it'll knock him out. Urantian going to be coming in, taking the place of that. Blue team will still be holding this point in contention. Meanwhile, back over here in the middle too, it's bunker versus bunker, so this is basically going to be a full-on stalemate for quite some time. Ken, though, able to get a bit of a knockback. Only going to be able to get 1 or 2 ticks of that, though, unfortunately, and as such, they'll probably keep this fight going for some time. But Ken seems to be winning the knockback war, so we'll have to see. Ken may eventually cap this, but it will take quite some time, and more than likely what will end up happening here is they'll just duke it out forever, and someone will show up to assist eventually. Going back over here, though, Ganyan is actually going to be stealing his point away from vVv, allowing red team to take a cap. Now, vVv has held the side nodes and kept the mid node contested completely up to this point, and as such, they are in the lead with 114 points and 1 capture point to their name. That 1 capture point is going to be over here at the mansion, where we do have a big old team fight going on. vVv currently moving in onto Wakey. They're going to be knocking him out. Storm will be executing the stomp without any trouble, and now vVv will be taking control of this mansion point right now. We do see some other guys making their way over here into the middle, as we can currently see it. It's Ken and Quilja as well. We're going to be seeing Good Fights assisted by Magic Toker and Tanny now as they make their way back here into middle. Quilja taking quite a bit of damage. Going to be CC'd off point 2, which should allow Ken to get some more cap progress off. Ken is so close to capping this point. Only 1 more tick, and it will go into favor of Good Fights, and Good Fights will finally have the 2 cap they've been looking for some time. Quilja in the downstate, vV trying very hard to res. Oh, and they just got it off there. There was so much corpse sleeve too, so a couple of their players may have been forced to execute some defensive cooldowns in order to make that possible, which will hurt them later on. Quilja running into a line of warning here, may have just hurt himself. He may be going down over the next few seconds due to that. There we go. Quilja going to be going into the downstate. Red team trying to cleave so hard, but red team in general just looking a little bit low at the moment here. We may see them start going down over the next few seconds, but they're doing okay for the time being. As we see though, Quilja again going to get taken down. This time by Magic Toker there, coming out of pistol whip rotations. Beginning going to be coming in for the stomp as well. We have a smoke field which will disable any interrupts from going off there, and there we go. Finally, the stomp will be executed on the Quilja after the 3rd downing. Looking at Miniken now. Miniken is sitting low, which will make the team fight very interesting if both Bunker Guardians are eliminated. It's going to be a close. Oh! And actually, what I believe was an unnecessary Shatter Refuge, although it was fairly safe to throw that down considering how close the stomp was getting. But possibly unnecessary. They're still going to get Ken back up, and as well, Ken's going to turn that right back around onto Urantian and stomp him out, allowing Red Team to possibly take control, good fights that is, of this middle point. Checking out what's going on the other nodes, though, we currently have Steamhawk is defending against Wakey at the moment. Wakey doing a very nice job at almost recapturing this point. We don't see anyone else from the blue team coming to assist yet, so this point, especially with the assistance of Magic Toker now, is like there's about a 90% chance that this is going to go back into good fights control. They're just really just Wakey's just dodging the inevitable at this point, and there we go. Or apologies, Steamhawk just dodging the inevitable, and there we go. Wakey will be executing the stomp on a Steamhawk over the next few seconds. Checking back over here at the mansion itself, we have Storm going up against Tanny. This fight, I believe, has just begun, so it's probably going to be going on for quite some time. So again, we'll check back on this in a few seconds. But needless to say, it is decapped, and these two guys will be going at it. Spirits looks like he's going to come and assist with this too, so it's going to be 2v1 against Tanny's favor. Back in middle, believe it or not, this node is still contested at 9 minutes and 37 seconds into the game. No one has yet to capture this node yet, making for one of the longest midpoint contestations I've seen in a Khylo map up to this point. But again, though, as we have seen, Good Fights was quite a bit behind earlier. They have managed to come back for the most part, though. They're now only about 40 points behind here. The scores are 125 to 168 with vVv Gaming in the lead. Each team currently controls one capture point, and the middle is contested, although it's very close to going into Good Fights control, so we'll have to see. But again, though, like I'm saying, this node has been contested up to this point. Then there we go. Finally, Good Fights will be getting control of that node, and they will have the 2-cap they've been looking for. But I gotta cancel my own statement there, because vVv came right over here to the windmill. And once again got the decap on that, only holding Good Fights to a 1-cap. Now we are just off of a quick observation of this fight. It is looking like Good Fights has a leader, so they may be able to get this node back. Nonetheless, they did lose the cap. We got more reinforcements coming in for vVv. They're actually going to bring Khylo the bunker guard in here too, so this is going to make for a very stalemated fight for quite some time. They need to knock Khylo out now that they have a bunker guard in here. And this, whenever you see the bunker guardian coming to a node, it usually means that that team wants to fully fight there. They want to bring most of their resources over there. They might keep 1 or 2 people to fight on another node, but when they bring the bunker guard, especially when they bring the bunker guard to a side node, it means they want to fight. They want to steal this node because they need to push this node. And as we're going to be seeing, Khylo has now come in to assist. Spirits going into the downstate. We did see Good Fights doing a nice job of getting some focus on a Khylo there to prevent the res going off on Spirits, and it worked brilliantly. As well, I believe Uranti took some of the corpse cleave there, and he himself got a bit low. So we may be seeing apologies. Spirits, Steamhawk actually took quite a bit of the cleave there, and we may be seeing Steamhawk going out of the next few seconds. Again, though, we saw last time Steamhawk was in an outnumbered engagement too. He did quite a bit of job tanking some of that burst, so we'll have to see how long he's able to survive, although I believe the emo stack sort of got to him that time. Khylo will come in for a res, we'll have to see. Steamhawk will get the interrupt off and make that possible. Magic Toker actually went down, possibly to retail there, or he had some condies on him, but they managed to take him down nonetheless. Wakey trying to get him up, but as well, Steamhawk managed to interrupt the initial res rotation there. Steamhawk as well going to be having his healing coming up, so we're going to have to see though, because it looks like with these poison grenades going down, no, Magic Toker's not dead yet. This is actually kind of hard to call, because we got 2 more members of Good Fights on him now. They're going to bring him back up, and they'll keep this fight going. But I think blue team, vVv actually got the full cap over here. But at the same time, because this game is just everywhere, guys. Back over here at the mansion, Good Fights managed to decapture this as Mini Ken made his way over here. He did leave mid open for that, so Ken took a huge risk that vVv actually caught onto, and they're now going to try to out-rotate Ken over here to mid. Urantian should be able to get onto the point before him, but will it be before him enough in order to guarantee decap? And we're going to have to see. Blue team as well did just take control of the side node. Ken trying to get up on the node. He does have that sword. Can he use it? And no! He's not going to be able to get there in time. And now they're actually going to lose a middle node here too. Not good here for Good Fights. We're going to be seeing Uranti will be executing a safe stomp there on the mini Ken and knock out the bunker guardian here at middle, which with him eliminated, red team Good Fights is going to have a very hard time fighting in middle. They may want to try to pull out of here and go for a side node. Checking out some other stuff that's going on the map though. Wakey just cleaned up over here at the windmill. That's red team's Good Fights home node, so they're going to have that under their control. Wakey will probably be going to middle as well. And in addition to that, we are going to be seeing Magic Toker going for a decap over here at the mansion in hopes of evening things out. That was actually a pretty good rotation there too, because blue team sort of had the all-in for that play on mid. It worked for blue team at first, but they're now paying the consequences of it again, because basically vVv is doing the same exact thing that Good Fights was doing at the beginning, and it's sort of turning around for them. But as well, they had Steamhawk here to defend mansion, so that fight will probably go on for some time. And Steamhawk's build, because it is a fairly interesting engineer build that some of you may be wondering. I believe it's a CC build, but I might be wrong in assuming that, so we'll have to see. It's working very nice though. 2 runes of Holbrecht, as well as 2 runes of fire and 2 runes of strength, running with a rifle, soldiers ammo, and the traits being 30-0-0, 30-10. So a defensive NG build, but he's running with thumper turret, throw mine, and grenade kit with rifle and a soldier's amulet. So it's a very interesting build. Again though, it seems to be working fairly well for him, so yeah. might be a new build that we'll see played in the tournament on Saturday. It'll be interesting to see indeed. But Steamhawk getting a bit low here, was getting trained down there by Magic Toker for some time. Finally managed to get to him, despite all that CC that was actually keeping Toker off him. They had him in the downstate there, and they weren't going to take any risks on him getting back up, so they had a lot of corpse sleep. They had a smoke field to stop from interrupting, and I believe Tanny executed the main stomp there. So a very close game so far, and there's only 5.5 minutes left in the actual match. As we go back over here to middle, it looks like vVv has this under the control pretty dominantly. As well, Genyon is now on the Treb too, so he's going to be shooting some Treb shots over here to the Mansion in hopes of assisting that. Genyon is CC'd quite a bit here. Here comes the Treb shot. Will it connect? It will not connect onto Urantian. Wakey's still doing a nice job of defending the red team home point at the moment. If they take the 2-cap, they should be able to come back. Urantian going into the downstate right now. Wakey going to try to execute his stomp, but he's going to get feared away by Spirits. So Spirits going to come in, try to do some more damage. Magic Toker going to come in as well with a Warrior Steel. They're trying to get some stuff off, and he gets feared away, interrupting the Warrior Steel ability there. He's going to have to see executing a fear onto Spirits is not going to be able to resurrect up Urantian. More damage going on to Urantian, going to be able to keep him in the downstate. Magic Toker now going for an execution with Black Powder down. It'll go off there, and Magic Toker will score a very impressive kill onto Urantian. Now training down Spirits. Spirits will more than likely go down considering the 3v1, now 2v1 scenario, and they are going to be able to reclaim this point over the next few seconds. But we also have some contention going on back over here at the Mansion as Mila Storm along with Steamhawk are currently trying to steal this node away from Minikin. They do have the support of the Trebuchet still being fired by Genyon at the moment, so I'll have to see how things go. As again, no one from the blue team has actually tried to go for that Trebuchet yet, so they're going to have to watch out. vVv will, if they let that go for too long. Magic Toker has made his way over here following that windmill fight that was going on a few months ago. It seems they have left Wakey in the area of the windmill for a bit of time here. As well, we saw vVv Steamhawk stomped out over here at the Mansion. Again, putting this fight in favor of good fights. They should be able to hold on to this 2-cap, but they've been behind basically this whole game, even though they've seemingly been dominant in these fights for quite some time now. But I think they may finally come back with this 2-cap they're holding. It's a close 2-cap, don't get me wrong, but they should be able to come back with this. They're currently about 20 points behind here. It's 325 to 346 with Good Fights holding the capture lead. 2 capture points. Both of the side points are in their control with vVv currently still in the points lead, but in the capture point disadvantage with the clock tower only in their control. Urantian is down over here. Tanny trying to go for a stop. It looks like that's going to go off successfully, eliminating Urantian from this fight. That is the Ranger as well. Back over here at the windmill once again, we do have Steamhawk going for some pressure onto this Steamhawk again, running with a very CC heavy NG build. He has the throw mine, which does, if I remember correctly, trying to see here, yeah, it does do a 300 range knockback as well. He is running with a Thumperter, which that too has a knockback. But again, in a 2v1 scenario, we're gonna have to see how well he holds up. He's actually gonna get some support from Spirits too, and I think another member, Quilge is gonna come over. The Bunker Guardian for vVv is gonna come over to support this too. So Good Fights is definitely gonna be under some pressure, but they have finally taken the lead. Now they just need to hold it as we begin to push ourselves towards what could be the end of this game now. 3 minutes are remaining in the game. We did see Steamhawk get focused pretty heavily there by Magic Toker, but again, Spirits is going to be able to come in along with Culture to bring him back right up and keep him fighting. But Magic Toker is not going to stop his pistol whip onslaught here. They do manage to get the CC off onto him, and as such, Toker is going to be throwing down a Shadow Refuge in hopes of getting away from his enemies. We're still seeing Steamhawk very low. He's going to be jumping into this Sanctuary, which is now expiring, unfortunately, so he's not going to be able to make much use of that. Steamhawk going to be going into the downstate. Culture going to be coming in, trying to get a Resurrection off. It's no! That Res will not come off there, and the stomp will be going off successfully onto him. Let's jump over to Magic Toker, see how he's doing right now. Again, she'll just pistol whipping away on his opponents here, currently trying to take down Spirits, as I see. His build, for those wondering, is going to be 6 Runes of Lissa, as well as a short bow, sword, pistol, with a Berserker's Amulet, and the traits being 1030, 0030, as well. His build focuses, as you can see, on very high damage, but he's extremely squishy. I know this from experience, and if he's not careful, he'll die fairly easily. Like, even those little bit of connies, if those had stayed on him for too long, he might have died to that. So he's definitely got to watch out for that. Nice fear going off there onto Quilja is going to disable the stomp going off onto Spirits. And now this is good. This is very good rotations too that we're seeing from Good Fights. They realize we got the huge upper hand. Magic Toker, we don't need you here. We need you going over to Mansion where we still have that contention going. We need to hold on to that point and make sure Red Team doesn't get it. Now that we have this 20-point lead, we necessarily speaking don't need a 2-cap, but we just need to make sure we hold on to. We just need to make sure that our opponents don't actually get control of that other node. So back over here, there's still doing all right over here at the Mansion. It's currently Miniken, who is bunkering for this point, as well as Tanny. Magic Toker showed up a couple seconds ago, and Magic Toker, again, is the reason they're getting all these kills now that they have the extra damage coming in from a Thief, which is, like I said, that very bursty amount of damage that can come into play there and really hurt your opponents if you're not watching out for it. And that might have turned the fight around for them. Granted, Blue Team has almost got this node capped in their favor, but if Red Team manages to hold on and they don't lose too many of their players over here, they should be able to hold on to the assets they need to win this game. We still have the windmill contested. It's only Urantian on it as well. We are seeing Genyon. Now that we had to see, I believe it was I believe it was Urantian who had to actually fall back. No, Urantian had to push onward. Ganyan took advantage of that, and he's going to be capturing Clock Tower now in favor of Good Fights. With that said, Steam Elk will come in here trying to stop it from happening, but I think it's a bit too late to stop Good Fights at this point unless Wakey is killed by Urantian over the next few seconds. They've got 20 seconds here. Urantian does to get a decap, but I don't think it's going to happen. Another kill will be executed on the Storm there, and that'll wrap things up for us, guys. So this fight will be going into favor of Good Fights. A very close game indeed, so congrats to them. Magic Toker, Wakey, Tammy, Miniken, and Genyan for taking this game. Guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. We have new content coming out pretty often nowadays, and as well, you can follow me on my other social media links down below. And for those of you watching on Twitch, please don't forget to leave comments, questions, concerns, and all that other stuff, because we are
We will stand, we will fight, it's not over till it's over.